Hey, welcome to Funhaus Theater Mode AUX.
That's a terrible name for it.
I didn't come up with it. These are the episodes, kind of like riff tracks, where we watch a movie, you guys find that same movie, and you sync it and play it along with our commentary.
I think it's more like Mystery Science Theater 2000.
We invented
Kill
it.
you.
The friendship simulator has never been more in full swing than it is today.
People were apparently upset we didn't introduce ourselves last time, so I'm Elyse.
I'm Adam.
I'm James.
I'm James.
And we're going to be watching Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Lawrence is here too.
It is streaming on Netflix, and so we're going to hit play at the 0 mark at the exact same time. You're going to do the same thing so we can be in sync together like all the Spice Girls on tour. So let's do it.
Yeah, so boot up your copy of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull now, the Blu-ray that you have or whatever.
We'll wait.
And basically what you're going to do is you're going to wait until the Lucasfilm logo, the shiny green one, it completely fades to black. So the second it fades to black, that's when you're going to hit play. And we're going to count it down for you, and you'll see the counter clock on the screen too.
Was that clear enough this time? Did people get it?
Well,
I don't know when to start.
Well, never mind.
All right, so here we go.
Also, there's totally a Spice Girl that was like purposefully out of time and out of sync.
Because she was pregnant with Eddie Murphy's child. Play the movie.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh,
So, yeah.
Paramount logo.
Just to reiterate, because just to reiterate, that was after the LucasArts logo has
Yeah,
faded.
completely faded to black.
See how quickly I was pulled out of this movie, and I'm out. This is. I was sitting in theaters. I was like, "Ooh, this is cool." That thing popped up. I went, "I'm out."
Yeah, there's
Prairie Dog.
Well,
weird CG is usually the purview of like movies that came out in 1999, but somehow Kingdom of the Crystal Skull had really unbelievable CG a full decade later.
But I appreciate playing Nothing But a Hound Dog and a Groundhog,
Yeah.
because those are
It's a rhyme.
weird
Sounds close.
It's like rippity rap.
juxtaposition.
They made it look good in Caddyshack too. Why couldn't they do it in Crystal Skull 2 decades later? Anyway, let's watch this movie.
Guys, they're already telling you this is masterclass. Steven Spielberg is saying we're not in the 40s anymore. It's the 50s now.
It is. Yeah.
Everything's different. Everything. So throw your expectations out, like expectations for a good movie.
What if I had no expectations?
Well, throw those out too.
Okay.
Find some, throw them out.
Oh, I forgot Igor Zijinkine is in this.
Spoiler, Shia LaBeouf's in the movie.
Boy, is he ever.
He tries to ruin it,
Man.
and kind of does.
Actually, I think he was pretty good in this. There, I said it.
Brave.
Yeah,
At what age did you guys stop doing fun ride-alongs with your friends and just hollering and hooting at any sort of GI on the road?
I have a question about the 50s.
Uh-huh.
Did when people went out on their hot rods and they did this, did then they pull over and then like just plow those women in the bushes? Like they had sex too, right? Because it feels so asexual. It's like, no, we just love fun. Man, the 50s are about fun, but there are also a lot of babies. So people were banging.
Well, what I enjoy is that there was no like education process, and people certainly didn't talk about it. So how did they find the right hole?
You just
trial
poke
and
around
error,
down there.
I guess. If it were me, and I'm just saying this personally, if I were in the 50s, I probably would never actually figure out a way to have a child.
I mean, how have people ever found the right hole?
It's weird, right? There's too many. It's confusing. It's one of God's little riddles.
Yeah.
That's what bathhouses were invented for, finding the right hole.
So they could put a diagram on the wall.
The next edit in the film is the moment you use to synchronize a like call sheet that lets you do QC. After it says directed by, the next hard cut is the next time because it's synchronized across all things. So that's a little fun fact from my sad old career.
So why don't we sync to that point?
Yeah.
I don't know that it would have worked. We would have missed all that groundhog bit.
I don't know, Rooster Teeth audience, do you think that you would know what the first edit is after
Absolutely
a directed
not.
by credit?
He looks like a grown-up Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle. He
does!
He?
Wow. Yes.
Where are they now?
Topical.
Here.
I mean, it's as topical as, wait, Malcolm in the Middle was at its peak, 2008. I don't even think it was on the air anymore.
I never got into that show.
Me neither.
Do you think Frankie Muniz is ever going to have a child, or will
Well,
they just accidentally put it in the wrong hole like everybody in the 50s?
Typically, Indiana Jones opens with Indiana Jones.
No, well, there's always a reveal, right?
Let's see.
In
First one.
you don't see his face until like because it's always just
Yeah.
like low shots, and then he steps into the light, and it's like, whoa, what a shot!
It's still his adventure.
I'll blow your mind, Adam. You've seen him. You just don't realize it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's in the trunk. There
There he is.
Ah, bloated Harrison Ford. Back at it again.
Oh,
Now we know.
Yeah.
You
See,
saw
that's
the car.
way the director Steven's telling us this ain't your classic Indy. He dresses the same and he says the same things,
Yeah.
but he's different.
But now he's not married to a skeleton woman and crashes airplanes on the fields of America.
guys, pay attention to the synchronicity of this shot because you will see it again later in the movie.
That's also the shot from when he puts his hat on in the first movie.
They've alluded to him 6 times now.
Yeah. Who cheers?
Why did it have to be Russians?
He thinks they're snakes.
I still think, and I'm going to say this a lot, this movie did everything it could to try and change Indy from like being Nazi pulp to like sci-fi 50s pulp.
Right.
Tried so hard. I just don't think anybody was ready to follow him.
Right.
Follow him on that journey.
I wish they would stop moving the cue cards so Harrison Ford could focus on his line.
Harrison Ford has been a professional. When he doesn't want to act, he doesn't act. And when he wants to act, he does.
When did he act?
In
Oh, regarding Henry.
Yeah,
what a
that's
great, what
it.
a great movie.
The Witness.
The Witness, yeah.
Time to turn on the charm, Callista.
He says in the mirror in his dressing room. Man, those old meat slap hits.
I know, yeah.
How old do you think he was during this filming?
I think there's records of that. 82.
I'll say this. They made the movie the same way the other movies were made, which is kind of what bothered me the most about it. Because it made me... I had a brief moment after watching this where I liked the other ones less. They like pointed out things about the other movies.
It does
But-
remind you kind of how goofy and childish they can be.
In terms of how it was made, it's made exactly like the other Indiana Jones movies.
And I think it's the fact that it's like it's not shot on 80s film stock. It's not. It's like on sound stages a lot, like this kind of stuff. It just doesn't feel and look right, which is so weird. You'd think it would migrate.
You can't keep Harrison too far from Clarissa, otherwise she grows hungry.
Is he still in that?
Oh yeah.
Good for him.
That's Colonel Doctor to you.
That's good, Kate. We believe it.
She works for DoorDash, and Lennon gets hungry very late at night.
John Lennon.
Slipped a little bit. That's okay. We'll keep rolling because it's digital.
Kate Blanchett doesn't slip. How dare you?
There's a little English in there, which is fine. She's a fox.
No, goofy.
She's too old for me, George. I can't act opposite Kate.
Too young.
How many people do you think got through this whole movie and at the end of it, like, there was a poll given and they're like, who did Indiana Jones fight? And people just wrote Nazis?
Yeah, the American movie-going populace. They got Marion back and everything. Spoilers. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen it yet, but I know
Star Wars
everything
sound.
that happens in this movie. I know there's monkeys. I know there's Shia LaBeouf. I know that it's his son.
But that's like it's frustrating because all the things that I remember hating about this movie also logically make total sense for it to be in this movie.
And the monkey's like a son to him.
Yeah.
He's not his son. He's just
Has Harrison Ford ever been in a movie where he had to partner with a monkey to win a sports league?
the witness.
Yeah, I was the witness. That's it.
A military warehouse. I wonder if we'll find any surprises here.
Sean Connery?
No.
That's where you were.
No.
What about that old knight from the end of Last Crusade?
Yep, he's there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. You freed me.
I always wanted to see a follow-up on that where he like waves to them as the temple's falling apart, but then one just falls on his ankle and he's like, I'm gonna die like a regular man.
Well, when he learned that she was a doctor, I thought he was just going to start telling her all his health problems.
Yeah.
I've got a bad knee.
Oh, so many plane crashes.
Are those enema gloves? I'm here for an enema.
Did you inherit that title from your husband?
He's got those baggy old man pants.
They were considered regular-sized pants then.
Yeah.
Lawrence.
They should be at least 3 inches higher. Also, like Jimmy
Waistline's
Stewart.
at the nipple.
Yeah.
That's just how white God intended it.
Did he forget what movie he's in? He's giving like a rousing speech right now.
Get off my plane.
I'm the president. President Indiana James.
Indiana James.
Did he tan his chest for this movie? Or did they just bronze him up?
It's got to be
He probably got
bronzer, right?
fucking jacked for this.
He did. He got old man jacked.
He said, Sly, give me your HGH.
Yeah. I don't know, Harrison. Can't do it.
Yeah, was this the same year as Rocky Balboa?
Was it? Or Rambo?
Old man turning into silverback gorilla.
Ta-da.
Whoa, look. This is how magnets work.
Yeah.
That's how magnets work, Lawrence.
So what about the metal on their guns or potentially belt buckles or anything else? Whatever. Let's just
This
keep
is
it on
just a
dust.
trick to
Harrison's
get them to give away
hip.
all their bullets.
Okay, that's fine.
He's so smart.
Yeah. Now give me your wallets. I need to inspect them.
This reminds me of when I panhandled for gold. And
When I was a
Yukon.
young boy at the young age of 38.
Indiana just starts rambling about all of his adventures.
God, he's so cool.
Look at him. He's taking command already.
Give me your pants, also your underwear.
snakes. No, never. I spoke. I spoke.
Sphinx. Why did it have to be Sphinx?
Sphinx.
Now watch this dive.
Catch me, boys.
It's in this box labeled secrets.
Magnetic secrets.
Is there only one magnet in there?
Telling you, his hip's gonna get fucked up.
Get?
His metal hip.
It's the sound that magnets make.
Follow the magnet sounds.
It's cool, but it felt like that was a little long. Like maybe they could have just hit him once in the stomach with the butt of a gun and he's like, ah, it's over there. God, so many secrets. Think about all the different, they should just start taking all the boxes. There's probably lots of good stuff in there.
This is the scene where an intern said, but Mr. Spielberg, shouldn't the guns be magnetically drawn? And then he has a slap mark across his face.
He's like, call me Steven, smack.
They found the crate of Sean Connery's bones.
Oh, if only.
See, it's making magnetic sounds.
See, it's pulling all the lights. Movie details.
One thing that people don't tell you is that magnets get stronger when they're not encased in wood.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how come all the lights weren't doing that anyway?
Yeah. And
That would've been
cars
easy.
and everything else. That's never mind.
Dog tags is a nice touch. Look at that. They're trying to hold their guns back. It's working.
Powered by perception.
Dog tags are something that all armies have,
Yeah.
I assume.
So when your bones get all ground up, they can still tell who you are.
Yeah.
They're for
I just didn't
dogs.
know if it was a universal thing.
Also, it makes you look cool when your shirt's off and you're doing push-ups in the bunk after hours.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how we call all bad guys Charlies.
What if I went into the army? That's already the first part of the joke. But then the second part of the joke was they gave me dog tags and I go, no, thank you. I don't wear jewelry.
And then they'd hit you with the butt of your gun, and then you'd tell them where the secrets are.
And they say, we got rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Here are your dog tags.
Yeah, you can just be gay here, sir. Most of us are.
Whoa. It's the bad guy from that Keanu Reeves movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh, that was a deep cut.
Are we not watching that? Is that the movie we're watching?
What was the other one? War of the Worlds?
That was
That's
Tom
Tom Cruise.
Another Steven Spielberg joint.
Has anyone ever done a theater mode AUX with 2 movies at the same time?
It's been attempted, but Jack blacked out. He couldn't do it.
Red Letter Media did the thing where they watched all Transformers movies at the same time, or at 3 at the time.
Like overlaid on top of each other or on different monitors?
3 screens,
Okay.
and they like sync. They started them all at the same time, and then they watched them. But obviously, each one gets longer and longer. So at a certain point, the left one was
it's
over.
just
as-
trickling out. Oh, it's Indy.
Give me my whip back. It reminds me of snakes. There's no
Ooh.
bullets in those guns. You can't trust Ray Winstone.
Never. He's the Doc Ock of the Indiana Jones universe.
Well, I guess he's like, I hate her.
Remember in the other Indiana Joneses where there was a guy that we thought was a good guy, but he betrayed Indy in the beginning?
Alfred Molina, yes.
Yeah, that's why I said Doc Ock. Because I couldn't remember Alfred Molina's name.
I can't remember Doc Ock.
I'm just saying, everyone thinks this movie's bad, but it did everything right.
It's the same, yeah. That's what pissed me off the most, I think. Because I was like, why is this bad, but the other ones are good? It made me like them.
Wait, did he just say spying on rebels?
Yes.
He was a rebel in Star Trek.
Who? Harrison Ford?
I don't know what
Movie
you're saying, but it's
fan.
funny.
I said he was a rebel in Star Trek movie detail.
Wait, we're talking Star Trek now?
Well, Star
Okay.
Wars, but
Why
I
didn't we
said
watch
Star
Trek
Trek.
First Contact? I'm sorry, this movie's great. but
No,
Star
we
Trek
should
First
watch
Contact.
Star Trek First Contact. Whoa.
Wait, shouldn't that bullet have gone towards the
that's
alien?
wacky.
I don't know.
It did, it curved.
Okay.
And here come hijinks.
I do like the idea of someone dropping a gun, one guy getting shot in the toe, and everyone going, "Wah!" and not shooting him.
Yeah. Watches everyone axe around Harrison Ford.
Nice. Missed it. He's old.
Boing.
We need to keep a pratfall counter.
Yeah.
So that's one.
Old age counter.
Have we missed any for him thus far? No,
Senile
that's just
old
one.
man counter. That's his first one.
Wait, one's where he falls and you're concerned for his health?
Yeah, interesting pratfall.
Well, it's ones where he falls because he's an old person.
I mean, he fell there. But
Yeah,
that
but it was that's
No.
his
No.
Indiana
No.
Jones
Falling.
regular
Yeah.
fall.
Anyone could fall like that.
He throws that woman right out of the
Now
She's
that
a
was
communist.
that was
Yeah.
unscripted.
She's Russian first.
Remember?
Oh my god.
Really? We're doing fan service for
That's what this movie is.
Yeah,
the
all
whole
of
movie
it.
is
The
fan
sound
service.
effects, the musical stings.
It's just fan service made by all the people who made the original thing you're a fan of.
I don't know. I thought there was some pretty cool shit about like, whatever, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll analyze it when we get there. Don't
That's
worry.
fine.
Again,
When Shia LaBeouf
haven't-
shows up, it really starts taking off thematically.
haven't seen it since theaters. Oh boy, I hope everyone likes Shia LaBeouf because if you don't, you'll hate this movie.
He's got to go save ET or whatever
He
this
is
plot is.
potentially his most Shia.
Oh, that's good. So this is on the verge of what's Transformer stardom?
No, this is past Transformers.
Oh,
stardom.
really?
Yeah, because he
So
was
now-
already. Steven Spielberg had a real hard on for Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
He really did.
I mean, if you think about it, Shia is like the perfect 80s teen protagonist.
I think the son in War of the Worlds, he wanted to be Shia. Like he
Yeah,
kept
absolutely.
saying that to the kid. Like,
Yeah.
why aren't you Shia? Why aren't you Shia?
Sometimes I just want to say on the casting front, Spielberg's always wrong. He wanted to make Harry Potter, and it was going to be Haley Joel
Oh,
for
goodness.
that. He
Oh,
said, "I
boy.
won't make it without him," and they all said, "That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't want you to make it anyway." And he went, "Good." And now look at that poor child.
And then Haley Joel, he had to break it to Haley Joel. Haley Joel was like, "Mr. Spielberg, am I Harry Potter?" And he said, "Call me Steven Spielberg."
He slapped him.
I'm your father.
What is this counting down to where he has to take his vitamins?
It's a rocket,
Rocket
launcher.
test fire, dog.
Gotcha. Take that, Nazis.
Nazis are afraid of fire. It's scientific. His face.
We really are on a journey, huh? What an adventure.
We're only just getting started. Hate that. I hate that shot.
I want to make a supercut of all of the like mid-action sequence comedic cutaways that Steven Spielberg loves doing. My favorite is like the Minority Report when there's the family eating dinner and then jetpack people bust through the floor.
The woman with her head between her legs. Oh, look, best friends. You like to fly.
Colonel, doctor, call me when you're a doctor or pilot.
That would have been a good
'Cause
moment.
he is, isn't he?
That would have been a great moment for him to say something really homophobic, but like
Yeah.
in fitting with the time, but
Right.
that like is completely wrong for now.
There it is. That's
That's
two.
okay. That's two.
That's fine.
Too. Okay.
Oh, teach a class.
Man, that rocket sucks. It's only a little bit faster than trucks.
He could be anywhere, but don't look over the hill. Help me, gerbil friends.
I'll never argue the fact that Steven Spielberg isn't a fantastic director. Maybe the best ever. But
But
sometimes, yeah, he's corrupted by his own
Scarves.
scarves.
I don't
He's too good. I think that's the thing. He's too good.
think this movie could have been made better. Is that a fair thing to say?
That is a fair thing
Yeah.
to say.
Much like the Ark of the Covenant, though, maybe it should have never been opened in the first place.
Oh.
Adam,
Maybe that's what he was trying to say.
let's just shut this down because we're not going to get a one-liner better than that one.
Okay.
Yeah, while we have a brief pause in our commentary, quick suggestion to our viewers, if you're having a hard time with the commentary and following the movie, try turning the subtitles on of your movie.
That's
Only
what
if
we're
you can
doing.
read, though.
Yeah.
Oh, good, he's home.
I turn subtitles on for everything because I'm always playing a video game while watching something.
Yeah. Sometimes I just like
That's a good way
having
to
them on.
watch films.
I'm an art critic. Let me dissect this movie for you.
You're not Clarissa.
I like that he did specify that he knocked.
He's a polite 50s man.
These people aren't real.
Goddamn hippies.
Howdy doody.
Yeah.
He starts shaking the TV. Help me, howdy doody.
You, little girl, tell me what year it is.
You've never let me down. There's another one.
3. That's 3.
Oh, bumbling old man.
Man.
I still don't understand
No.
why this happens. He just randomly stumbles across
It's so they can get the shot of Indiana Jones silhouetted against a mushroom cloud.
this because this was too much. They should have cut this, and then they should have just moved from him having escaped the Russians in like a surprising Indiana Jones way to him getting on his journey.
No, dog.
This is extra. This
think
is
it's-
fluff.
No, it's important. Like he is birthed out of the refrigerator into the atomic age. That's what this is supposed to be.
I think it's giving you texture to the time period.
Yeah.
Or somebody that has a
But they've
hard on for.
already done that several times.
Well, but it was too subtle before.
They should have either had a action set piece in the model town or an action set piece in the
yeah.
warehouse.
I think-
not two, one after the other. This one completely unprompted. These are just some colonels somewhere going, all right, blow the bomb the next day after this invasion.
They don't have to tell me that he's past his prime or a man out of his time. He's fallen 7 times already.
I do think that there was probably at some point there was like concept art of the silhouette of Indiana Jones standing against a mushroom cloud, and Steven Spielberg was like, "That is the movie right there. If we don't have that in the first 15 minutes, I'm gonna go direct something else with Tom Cruise in it."
I've heard people talk
This
about...
sounds like this feels like George Lucas, honestly, more than Spielberg.
Yeah, it is George Lucas camp.
What were you
You're right.
saying?
Oh, nothing. I've heard about the fridge scene countless times. I didn't know it happened so early in the movie. I thought it was
Yeah.
like an end scene. He's dead.
No,
And
that's why it's so
Concussion.
jarring.
I think
pushing
it
against the
also
walls.
probably some of the negative reactions to the film because this happened so early. It sets the tone for the rest of the film and what people can expect. So maybe if it happened later, people wouldn't have been so critical of the movie as a whole.
I just think there was no reason for any of that to happen. Other than Lawrence's statement on, yes, he's entering the atomic age and we're setting the time period, but they already did it several times
Yeah, it's
with
been
established.
Marauders and Russians.
But
and
you don't
his
get
face.
you don't get this specific
So-
imagery.
so
There
look-
were probably smarter ways to get
Yeah.
there.
But you do this as the action set piece. It's just,
Yeah.
it felt like that scene ended and then he just randomly ended up in this town and then this randomly exploded.
I mean,
Like,
they might be trying to illustrate to the audience, like, well, Indy has bigger threats now. It's not boulders anymore. It's bombs.
He just conquered it though
It's also like
with a fridge.
the world-ending threat from another movie was just a side piece, and now man has made the weapon
Yeah.
that is the scary thing. Except the rest of the movie is not about man; it's about aliens.
That's
So,
the problem. It's
yeah.
all just like, hey, by the way, here's an observation.
I bet Harrison Ford thought this scene was hilarious. Callisto will get a good laugh out of the.
Got a bike for me to run into.
Got some G-men. It's like they're just ticking down the list. Now we just need some institutionalized
Colonel Dr.
sexual harassment.
Pilot Pirate. He's Colonel Dr. Pilot Jones.
Wait, he was in the military?
They called him Colonel just now.
He's an archaeologist.
Like, I'll outlive all of you fuckers.
Yeah, I saw it on the Widowmaker.
Old K-20, they called her.
Air Force Fiasco. He's referencing all his movies. I was the only witness to the catastrophe.
Another thing that I think is confusing is that they'd have fan service, but then they'll reference things that haven't been in a movie. So when he's describing this, I'm like, what? Was that in Temple of Doom?
No.
No. He's just...
This could
Just
be a scene from
retconning.
any
Also,
movie.
I don't remember much mention of Indiana Jones being a military man.
No. That must have been post...
So, like, him becoming a colonel, they called him Colonel Jones.
Well, it's General Leia Organa.
Oh, okay.
You know,
they're referring to Star Wars. Got
they're
it.
showing us, well, there's been a breadth of adventures and
was
growth
Captain
for
Solo.
Indiana Jones.
Are you Terrence Stamp?
That's how we would describe her. Not bowl cut. Looks like Kate Blanchett.
All women look the same to him. He's tired of all the rights they were just flaunting in front of him.
Oh yeah, he could have also said her name.
Well, much like the audience,
was
he
that
didn't
woman?
remember.
Pushy, and she didn't have a husband.
I know the movie seems slow now, but Shia LaBeouf's going to show up
Yeah.
on his motorcycle
He's
and he's
coming.
going to save everything.
Okay.
Muff LaBeouf.
Man.
Did he say nuclear?
That's also a big
Yeah.
problem.
Is that the verbal equivalent of pratfalling?
He's also 2 quips away from putting it to an old home and old folks' home and just being abused.
Look at how old jacked he is, though.
Doesn't matter.
He's wearing that white tee like a pro.
They'll hand him his pills and
fitted.
call
yeah,
him candy.
Lawrence is
has a
right. We
binder
shit
clip
on
on the
Harrison
back.
Ford. Like, if he didn't show up at this office today, we wouldn't like jizz all over ourselves, cream ourselves for Harrison Ford.
There's a
Listen,
good
I'm
chance
not
he'll get lost
criticizing
on the way
Harrison
here.
Ford. I honestly think he's fine and has tried harder than a lot of people that have gotten older. Over the
Adam
years.
said he'd get lost on the way here.
No.
You gave that beautiful, eloquent statement.
Yeah, he'd have his MapQuest directions printed out. He'd lose it. 2 left turns. What? That's just a U-turn.
He's like, all right, all of you under 17 may leave now.
Dude,
See.
do 50s
He looks
chicks not want
pretty
to jump
young
his
there.
bone
I was
anymore?
going to say,
See?
50s college kids don't want to bang him anymore.
Yeah. He looks like he's in a barbershop quartet.
They want to vote.
Yeah. Do drugs.
He's like, if any of you want to write something sexy on your eyelids while I'm out, don't mind. Please do it. You can't hear him.
Huh?
I got a son?
Huh?
The gerbils weren't real, you say.
How old are you, Shia? You please be 18. If you're 18, I don't have to pay for your ass.
You look so much like your father.
He's staring into a mirror.
He's like a bird fighting himself.
You can't fire me as tenure.
Yeah. I have tetanus. You can't fire me.
You can't fire him. He's tenured.
I mean,
He's like, let's be honest. It's all the underage girls you slept with. Your time has come.
I never understood how he was able to take so much time off. Did he just spend the summers adventuring? Because it feels like in previous Indiana Jones movie, he teaches a lecture and then jumps on a
He
plane.
was on spring break.
Yeah.
Was it spring break? He times his adventures.
Spring
for
break.
Pack my trunks. I'm
they
going
just
out of
fuck?
town.
Yeah, like I just fired him. Now they just banged.
One last one. Full time, Indy.
have sex with me the only way we know how in the 50s, in the butt.
Is this the right hole?
Yeah.
That's a lot of belts. Did you see how many belts he had? One for around my waist, one for around my shoulders, and one for around my neck.
When you get old, you just get into weird stuff.
Jade Austen.
You're like
There's
snakes.
been a real fast role reversal in their relationship here.
I mean, something happened.
He's new Marcus.
Who?
Marcus.
You remember Marcus?
Marcus will show up later.
Aw. Aw.
Oh, Marcus.
Then Kate Blanchett.
You should have a picture of Hitler right there,
And the
too.
Widowmaker.
I'm just glad I took that picture of Dad when we were doing the Last Crusade together. Now we know we had a lot of urgency and we're being chased by Nazis.
Did
but
you know I was named after the dog?
I said, hey, Dad, let me take a picture of you right after you scare away all those birds with your umbrella, and then I'll put it on my desk. It's the only photo I have of him.
I have dementia.
Why did you throw away
I was
the-
looking
the-
off at a
the Holy
pie.
Grail, Indy?
I thought, I'm going to leave the world of acting behind unless someone tricks me into doing a weird animated movie.
Was I in Over the Hedge?
I believe I was in a film called Flushed Away.
Whoa,
Yeah.
look, burst onto the scene.
What a reveal.
It's my
Crooked
grandson, Shia LaBeouf.
He looks
I'm
like,
looking for Indiana Jones.
you know who he looks like? He looks like
for a paper.
Michael Cera from Twin Peaks.
He does.
He looks like a gayer Marlon Brando.
That's what Michael
Not
Cera did in
possible.
Twin Peaks.
Exactly what Michael Cera did in Twin Peaks. Tom Cruise learned how to do that on a real motorcycle. Do you think Shia did? You think that was Shia? That was probably Shia.
He's walking it. You can tell. You can see him pedaling.
Giza, Skeletor, bag of bones, open your window.
Yeah. Whatever, whippersnapper, young twink.
I'm young,
insults.
you're old.
Leather daddy, leather baby.
All right, guys. Okay, time for Dr. Lawrence's art critique. In this scene, we'll see that Dr. Colonel Aviator Harrison Ford starts fathering Mutt and doesn't even know that it's his kid yet because they're drawn together
His name's
father and
Mutt,
son.
by the way.
Is he his kid? I don't honestly remember.
I think that's heavily implied, but I don't think they
But
ever
don't
try to nail it.
explicitly.
Well, he's Marion's son, I think.
Oh, and she was real loose. It could be anyone.
She drank a lot.
Could be any Nazi's child. If it's Marion's kid.
I feel like Marion is the type that would like get Nazis all liquored up, take them back, and then stab them to death in their sleep.
I mean, that's
One of
what
those
she
awesome
does
ways. Hell yeah.
in the first movie. Is she gets that guy all liquored up.
So there's a reason
and then
that I
tries
felt
to
that.
stab him.
Did you hear him? Found some kind of skull. Crystal skull.
My hair looks like a butt, but that's okay.
It looks like a bread bun.
I look like Bram Stoker's Dracula. Hey.
God, I'm just looking at all the props on the tables, which is the sign of a good movie when you're not paying attention to the dialogue and looking at the napkin dispensers.
Someone should have just pulled Shia aside and said, hey, real quick, you don't look or sound tough, and you never will because you're perpetually a child.
What
So
about
maybe
an
just be
Eagle
lovable.
Eye?
Thank you, James. We were all thinking it, and James said it.
What?
I said, what about an Eagle Eye?
Oh,
you know,
I've
Billy
seen it.
Zane wearing those 3D glasses actually walks by in the background. They filmed Back to the Future at the same time.
Shia LaBeouf growing a goatee in Eagle Eye is like the kid in high school who couldn't quite grow a mustache, but God, he tried.
Oh, yeah, so it's just kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to buy beer with that, but hey, I admire your tenacity.
Yeah. You really doubled down on that I want to look like a child molester look, huh?
They're describing Wakanda.
I thought you were going to say they're describing Atlantis.
We're describing Harrison Ford's acting career.
How can we shove this into the MCU? We need to be relevant. Box office returns.
Just think,
Popcorn, Coke.
if this movie had gone in a different direction, we'd have 3, maybe 4 Mutt Williams movies that we could have been watching.
Muddy Enda Jones is...
They were going to pass the vitamins or the whip.
What a line.
Boy, he's still going for it. In the right scenario, he works, but in the wrong scenario, he does not.
I don't think this movie intended for him to be cool or intimidating, so it kind of is. It all comes back to everything should have worked and nothing did. And I don't know why.
No.
He's an actor's actor in the sense that he's always acting, and it's annoying, and Hollywood has ruined this
He's
child.
great in Holes.
He is great in Holes. Thank you. Well, when you can find him.
That's when the acting teacher goes, okay, now dial it back.
I think
a lot.
He also doesn't really. It doesn't appear as though he sticks to a script. Like he goes, "That's my mother you're talking about. That's my mother." I don't think it says "That's my mother you're talking about. That's my mother." I think it says "That's my mother you're talking about."
I think
the
Spielberg
line.
trusts him to deliver the lines.
Yeah.
I think Spielberg was enamored with him and let him play on set.
Maybe.
Of course, I also know nothing, and so maybe none of that happened.
Also know yelling at snooty little children puts them in their place and grows character, whereas everyone just told this kid, yes.
Remember when he watched all of his own movies back to
Yeah.
back?
I'm telling you, Hollywood ruined him.
He's an art kid.
Nazis.
Remember when he did his weird like alleyway stream for 24 hours where he was screaming and then spray painted a thing?
How are actors
artist.
able to grow their hair out so fast? He had a ponytail at one point. How do you do
Wigs.
that?
It's wigs. They're all wigs.
Oh.
Most professional actors are bald, and they don't have eyebrows or any facial hair, and then they just, like Mr. Potato Head, stick on what they need for the day.
Oh, boy.
They have alopecia, like the guy from Arrested Development, Bagley Jr.
Or the guy from Little Britain.
God. Did they?
And that's my sister.
Do you think they recorded fresh Foley or did they just get it out of the vault?
Greasers versus jocks! Which side would you be on?
West Side Story.
That's a serious question I'm asking all of you. Pick.
Oh.
Greasers versus jocks.
Greaser, 100%.
Is there a chess club I can join?
No.
I'd be greaser, yeah.
Yeah, I think Elyse and Lawrence are definitely greasers, except Elyse is actually a jock. Preppy.
Posing as a greaser.
You're on the inside.
Oh, is India gonna fall off this bike?
I remember this chase being actually pretty good.
Except for the part when he crashes into Marcus, and then his head falls off, and I'm like, isn't he dead? This is how you remember him?
Oh yeah, the statue. Oh boy, that's Williams' scores kicking in, man. Just like old times, huh, Andy?
Or break. Anything works.
We can't get him. Grab him and pull him into the car.
He has old man strength.
Just how about you just
He
turn
has the
slightly
funniest
left, and both of
punches.
them are dead. That's how motorcycles work.
Yeah.
Was that my father? Shy, you gotta put on a helmet.
I do like his bike. It's a nice bike.
Well, it was.
That's
paid
kind of
with
old
studio
Manny.
money.
Is that old Manny?
What? We can see his depends.
Yeah, that's
Him,
definitely
like,
old
sliding
Manny.
and stumbling.
That's 4.
There, yeah.
I would
yeah,
say that's 4.
That counts.
Campus is for students only. Ah!
And Russians.
Good crowd scatter.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
the
a pretty
clumsy
good shot.
KGB.
It's all good shots.
It's frustrating.
What? I mean, they have people who do this professionally make a movie.
It's Steven Spielberg. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's also bad. Sometimes it happens.
They can make dog shit look good. It's still dog shit, but it looks beautiful.
Well, I guess I'm usually fascinated by like bad movies that are good, like accidentally. This is a good movie that is bad accidentally, and it's somehow that like weird thing is even harder to figure out and more exciting to see happen.
I think sometimes things just don't need to exist. Like maybe for whatever reason, societally, we did not need.
Was that a rear projection shot? Sorry.
I don't know.
It
I
kinda
did like
looked
the
like
idea of a Russian or whatever getting hit with a. Are these guys Russian or FBI?
Yeah, no, they're Russian. pretending to be
He's
FBI.
getting hit with a no Russia sign.
Got him.
No,
I'm here now.
we remember him fondly.
Marcus helped again.
He's like, I can't see what's going on there. Cataracts.
He just always looks like that because his friends are always dying. Oh, we missed a really good line though.
No, he didn't.
Lawrence's art critic class. There was actually a really sweet line where it was like, "We've reached the point where life stops giving you things and starts taking them away." I was like, oh my heart. And then the movie kept going.
Hey, Wilhelm scream. Oh yeah, I remember this. The really, really long
Yeah,
slide.
I did that yesterday.
For fun.
And my
Harrison
knee
Ford
still
does it
hurts.
for a paycheck. I got fired. No more tenure.
Yeah. Go home and bang your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Find the right hole this time.
Make babies, corrupt a generation. Warm the globe.
Yeah,
All
not-
fun stuff. All fun stuff
That's
on its own.
A great line. You want to be a good archaeologist, you gotta get out of the line. It's a great line.
Yeah.
Well delivered.
Start digging, as I should say.
Knock over a temple or two. I do remember reading a lot of like pearl clutching when this movie came out, and everybody's like, Indiana Jones is a weird archaeologist. He tends to blow up every old thing he sees. Like, it's been that way for decades, man.
He blows up, but he saves.
Yeah. I think there was like some strongly worded letter penned by a National Archaeologist Society to Lucasfilm saying like, please stop depicting our profession as knocking over a bunch of old temples.
I do like
Shut up, gay wads.
people are actually studying it. Shut the fuck up. I like the idea that they're like, we got to get out of here. Go to my house.
Yeah, nobody will look for us there.
It's safe. It has wine.
It's unlisted.
It's covered in dust because I'm old. It's surrounded by empty bottles. Ever since I turned 70, I just love them.
I can't wait for Social Security to kick in.
I think there's also something too about like his age. Like when he's a young man and he's like figuring this stuff out and he's explaining it to the Sala or whoever who just is just kind of like along for a ride. Like it's interesting, but when it's an old man, it feels like he's like talking down to you. I feel like I'm learning, or like it's a classroom,
Oh yeah, I see
as
what you mean.
opposed to young man indie, where it feels like an adventure.
Or that he's just like super geeking out about this stuff, and
I'm in the library, where in previous Indiana Jones, I'm out of the library. Do you understand?
wow.
Elyse?
All right, shut this theater mode down. We got our back of the box cover.
Oh, he flew to Cuba.
I should be flying this. That's what he's thinking right
Yeah.
now. Should be me up there.
Let me know when you start filming, George. I'm Steven.
I'm putting my nap hat on.
That's from Emperor's New Groove.
Spider Island.
Spiders! Why did it have to be crop circle spiders?
Indy, hey, Harrison. It's snakes. Snakes are the things.
Why did it have to be snake spiders?
No.
Shias. Why is it going to be Shias? How do you get that through TSA? So many questions, so little time.
Do they do the thing where they pan up to show you that it is definitely Shia LaBeouf? Yeah.
It doesn't happen, but there'd be a funny moment where if they had established that he had one of those combs that looks like a switchblade, but then later on in the movie, he pretends it's a switchblade, but then it points up and it's actually a comb, and then you're like, oh, he's a loser. That's the stuff that this movie needs.
Yeah, you're right.
Or if Indy saw his thing and thought it was a switchblade, so grabbed for it and then went, "This is a comb!"
Yeah. He goes, and it pops out. Yeah, and it's a comb. Yeah, that's a good moment.
Then he goes, bar, and he falls down.
But
go, gerbil friends.
showing him leaning on his motorcycle in Peru, flipping a knife, makes us think that we're supposed to think he's cool,
You're
and
right.
he's not.
Well, I think the intention was that he is like 50s style. He is a rebel without a cause, and he needs a father figure to show him, like, to bend his adventurous spirit to productive means, like knocking over temples. I think that's the idea, but it is Shia, who is a kind of a dork.
Indiana Jones is not going to go for this. His son dropping out of school.
He would never stand for that. He'd whip that boy raw. Look at him dead.
Teach.
You got a problem with the establishment, man?
Hey, what does it say on my jacket?
Yeah.
It says Mutt. That's my name. That's Grimo. I just realized that's Grimo. Is Grimo inspired heavily by Mutt Williams?
Of course.
And rockabilly culture. James Gandolfini.
They got everybody.
Please let me out of the cage. Thank you. Time to buy a nun.
God has locked me in here for 20 years.
Hey, who's this lady? That's none of your business.
Hey, Mutt, you've ever seen a donkey show?
Oh, boy.
And he's got pieces in every country.
First, I got to stop by the old opium den. I've seen some things.
That guy's a murderer, so I know he seemed like he was there, but he's
Yeah. Horrific. human being.
terrible.
They do a thing down here.
To
It's called murder rape. They got a word for it. It's terrible.
We have time to talk while the woman struggles, because she's weak.
Yeah. This is why we don't let them vote.
So what they do is they lower the donkey. Okay, we can go in.
Actually, it's better if I don't tell you.
It says ox was here. And the was is spelled W-U-Z. A colloquialism. I don't like colloquialisms.
For a good time, telegraph 4, 2, 1.
Looks kind of like a skull. Crystal skull.
Vodka. Yes.
Kofifi. What the heck is Kofifi?
Quit crying, actor Pansy. Kicks him a little bit.
See, like, this feels like the kind of thing where he's like, I can cry here. Like, it doesn't really call for it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're just kind of like seeing scribblings of this guy's house, but I can do it.
Yeah, but I could do it.
All right, go for it.
Okay, I guess, actor boy. You're an actor. Start acting.
That's alien brain.
Yeah.
It looks like Pumpkinhead, but it's not. No one's seen that movie.
I saw these same scribblings before, once in a fridge.
It was covered in lead. I inhaled a lot.
I drew him.
You had a lot of time while I was flying through the air.
I had a lot of thinking time in that
I
fridge.
was rattling across the desert in a fridge.
Sometimes I just climb into a fridge now to be alone. to chill out.
Makes me feel invincible.
Gotta be careful of those orderlies. They'll steal the
This
vitamins.
place is filthy. Oh, it's like that part when it was on the floor in that other movie.
This is a
Clues
woman's
are always on the floor. There's nothing here, Indy.
Keep looking at your feet.
Don't trust the blonde ones.
You can tell how smart somebody is by the shape of their skull. So wait, who was Ox?
His former, like, some
Wrestling
dude he did
pal?
archaeology stuff with.
Oh.
And then Mutt was kind of partially raised by him. Like Mutt's mentor, too. And he disappeared.
Mutt has had many fathers.
Yeah.
Dry your eyes, kid. We're going digging.
Put on some
Whoa,
goggles.
that's the same
We're digging up
place.
holes. You used to that? Also, we're gonna find Optimus Prime.
This also feels like George Lucas going, hey, it's been 30 minutes and there hasn't been something exciting happen. Why don't we have a bunch of mudmen attack?
I'm sorry, what?
Boy, I don't remember the Mudmen.
I don't remember them either. I
don't remember the Mudmen?
nothing about this movie.
I remember them crawling through a very boring crypt that had like a little disc that rotated.
I'll tell a fun story, a Hollywood story, as it were. A friend of
Go rob some
mine,
graves.
he was working at the same offices where Steven Spielberg was working when he was working on this movie,
Okay.
and he was sitting outside eating lunch when Steven and like a bunch of dudes came running out with a scale model of this set, and then he set it underneath, like in the middle of like not the lobby but like the courtyard, and moved it around because he wanted to see with the sunlight how it would look in different lighting situations, and then started muttering to the guys who were taking notes, and then they picked up the set and ran back inside again.
This is at night.
Lighting is still, just because it's at night doesn't mean there isn't lighting.
Lawrence, this is at night.
I'm an art critic, James.
I just thought it was kind of a cool story about Steven Spielberg getting real
It is,
serious about a
yeah.
scale model of this set.
Well, and what a person with ultimate power can make the people around them do. Build this model so I can put it in the sun.
Capoeira.
Look.
Catman.
It's your
Oh,
classic
yeah.
Peruvian art, martial arts.
It was 2008. God, it's so weird to think about trends.
Natives. I hate natives.
Because, yeah, capoeira wasn't everything.
Sure.
What's the free running in this movie? I guess he did sort of like run across some boxes.
Yeah. Parkour was in everything.
Yeah. Fucking James Bond had a parkour sequence.
Leave it to me, son. I'm gonna go whip him.
He has to find the vulnerable but still cute brown girl to fall in love with.
Greasers versus natives.
That's not really how darts work, but okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say he
Yeah.
just got a bunch of furry stuff in his. You always
Boom
gotta watch out.
sticks.
That's why I always say when we're traveling, stay in a group because you don't know when mudmen might attack and martial arts you.
So that explains he's a part-time professor,
Yes.
Well, he's recently
which I've
been
never
laid
heard
off.
of as a thing, but okay.
Also, the award-winning delivery of part-time.
Yeah. I remember
Trains here.
was it Red Letter Media like dissected the read that was in the trailer was a million times better, and somehow that's the take that made it
Wasn't
into
it
the
like
final movie.
part-time?
Yeah, it was like
or
really
something like
authoritative, and it was like a real hero moment because that's kind of what that was supposed to be.
that? Yeah.
Should have been, aren't you a
Part-time.
teacher? I got fired.
Part-time.
I carry a gun.
Pad thai.
He thought he was taking an order.
Maybe this isn't a restaurant.
Are you not my waiter?
I want more water.
I'm your son.
What
Where's
kind
the
of
restroom?
curry do you have today?
I got a stone to pass.
Kidney?
yeah.
No.
I remember this is like it's supposed to be a spooky tomb sequence, but it's really just like a thing, like a seesaw teeter thing. Sorry, spoilers. I'm an art critic.
Is it Crystal?
Then I don't want it.
Remember when I killed that kid?
I thought he was a Nazi. That's
Oh,
how he explains everything away.
You know, my dad was a Nazi, a Scottish Nazi. I showed him.
I do like that the person who was building this was like, I'll put two of them.
Yeah.
They'll pull one, it won't do anything. Then they'll put the skull back and just leave.
Dad, CGI's biting me. I mean, teacher.
Why did it have to be son?
Now he's gonna have a fear of scorpions.
Dance on your own dime is a great line. is a great line. Dance on your own dime. I'm gonna start saying that to you guys.
That's fine. I'm crazy.
I mean,
He's
I don't
so
know.
worldwide.
It's not the scorpion's bite, right? It's a sting.
Yeah.
There's venom in the mouth of a scorpion.
It was over as soon as it started, so whatever.
I just like that how he never informs in a straightforward way.
Yeah.
Like that, like there's always an eloquence. If a small one gets you,
Yeah.
you don't keep it to yourself. It's like, well, what are you saying? Should I seek medical attention within the first 24 hours? Like, what do you think?
What kind of doctor?
He doesn't.
Tall or a short one?
Yeah,
He
If
makes
you
up
have
everything.
a dime, dance upon it.
just tell me what you mean.
You got a tall doctor. You better put a quarter in your sock.
If it rains, run over a cat. What does that mean?
What kind of cat?
Yeah. Why would you be driving?
There he is again.
See, it's a lot of setting up. Mm-hmm. Like they just wanted him to say something cool, so they had to set it up, but
Yeah.
they set it up in a roundabout way.
Well, I think they're trying. Again, if I try to get into mastercraft, Steven Spielberg's head, he's like, we've seen a lot of Indy being out of his element so far. This is supposed to be him, like in his prime,
Yeah.
dispensing wisdom, being good at being on a
Crawling around
teeter-totter.
on his ass, getting lost. I love you, Dad.
Are you my father?
Webs. Why did it have to be webs?
I do like this tomb. This tomb layout is just kind of lame. They had like all kinds of cool riddle traps at the end of the last movie. This one had the seesaw.
Well, just remember in
Get the
Last
Jansport.
Crusade,
We're going
he uses
exploring.
a piece of metal to break the floor, to climb into the floor, where he basically just goes through a sewer, finds a tomb, and then someone sets the tomb on fire, and then he just climbs out of the bottom, climbs out of the
And then
sewer.
into a rad boat chase. And that was, yeah, I guess that was the preamble tomb.
So there's always like a lame tomb.
I guess you're right. But they found some cool shit in
Again, everything in this movie is exactly like it is in other Indiana Jones
You're right.
movies.
Well,
It's just
except in
not
this
as
one,
good.
they're in line for the ride at Disneyland.
there. Yeah. Sign up for Verizon Wireless. These ancient hieroglyphics, we decrypted them. Save 50% at Verizon.com.
Does Gimli come back in this one? Don't spoil it. I want to be surprised.
Oh, you'll be surprised.
Okay, so he is.
I spoiled it. I'm an art critic.
These old Mayans kept the lights on. Good job.
Buckle my shoe.
No, please, someone help me. I can't reach my shoe.
If I trip again, Doc says I'm never getting up.
Look at how much extra pants are coming up above his belt. That's something only old people do.
Yeah, you want to look like you're wearing a potato sack that's been cinched around halfway.
Let's defile some corpses. Come on. Put your gloves on. Nah, no time.
Here's a tip for you, kid. If you ever get a hole in your pants, you just patch it up with burlap.
See, James is right. It should have been, give me that knife I saw you with earlier.
Yeah.
What knife? That knife. Yeah, pocket knife. You mean my comb?
Yeah.
And then that gives people time to walk out of the theater.
Yeah. And then Indy has to gnaw the mummy open with his teeth.
Still
He
think
would've
this
done it
is
anyway.
maybe
Dentures.
more watchable than Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom is so campy, and she's screaming the whole time.
Oh, yeah, and short round. And
Is that a conquistador? It is.
It was until you ruined it.
Oh,
Yeah, you
it
really
was
fucked it
perfect.
up.
real archaeologists cut things open.
I want you to meet one of your fathers.
Sorry,
And I
dog.
farted. The fart ate him.
Yeah.
Here, you keep this knife.
I have this knife.
See? That's what he does.
Now this is a knife. Indy, that's not your line.
Who do I shoot?
What did he put
improv.
it in?
I don't know what that interaction was.
Did you
either.
just shove it into his collarbone?
Yeah, maybe. Is this the body you want to open up, Dad? I mean, Indiana Jones, professor, teacher.
We're not going to have much to eat if all these mummies are gone.
We could be down here for weeks or days or minutes. Start eating.
That's good, mummy. Don't waste that mummy, boy. We went through a lot to get to this mummy.
He's like, you see, back in these olden days, people were made out of gold. Indy, that's a mask.
Also, certain people couldn't vote, and it was a better time,
I
Dad.
mean, what he's saying doesn't sound much better than what you're saying.
I never spent time in the libraries.
He just said his lust for gold was legendary. Like, that's like if I said, like, oh, Lawrence has a lust for gold.
Oh, do I ever?
His thirst for hunger was insatiable. He's made of magnets, run!
It's Magna Man. Indiana Jones's mortal enemy.
It's like, I've seen this happen before. Quick, find a fridge.
There's a woman around here. We gotta run.
Indiana Jones versus Magna Man. Revenge of Magna Man. Son of Magna Man.
Would it be inappropriate for someone to put my corpse in a suit of armor similar to that before I'm buried?
As long as your mouth is wide open.
Yeah.
Capes.
They have to artificially age you.
Yeah.
It's a Himalayan pink salt lamp.
It's a skull made out of crystal.
Crack it open. We're having curry tonight. Hey.
What's to hear, pups? That's the only line that's missing from this movie, maybe.
He just looks at him and goes, do you like props?
I was going to say, imagine how proud the prop studios when they got awarded the contract to make the crystal skull.
What? I think they just took that from a haunted house they found.
Yeah.
That looks pretty garbage.
We went to every Marshall's
Aliens are.
all across LA.
Why do I look so happy holding it?
Why did he turn to him and go, what is this thing?
Yeah.
He's your uneducated dropout son.
Yeah. You idiot. What's your name again? Mutt.
And the Mudmen got him.
The Russians showed up,
Yeah.
killed their father.
Back then they were called Nazis. It's much cheaper if I explain this instead of showing it. So just for the record, who's following the story?
I'm trying.
I mean, kind of like all of them, they're a little bit complex and they don't
Sorta.
really give you all the facts, so you can't solve it yourself. But basically, the other archaeologist came here, did all this before them,
Yeah.
brought it back. But why?
But why? Yeah.
Because it's cursed.
But it's made of magnetic crystals.
There's a kingdom. Oh, now it's daytime. Spielberg got me
This
again.
must have been what it was. Will it look as good during the day as it does at night?
Maybe, maybe.
They actually shrunk all the actors down, and they filmed this on the lawn at Culver City Studios.
Yep.
He's like, "How'd you
Who's
know me?"
this?
Yeah, who are you?
I hope they packed his motorcycle.
Where are my pills? Is it lasagna night?
What's that Ray Winstone movie?
Beowulf?
Something sexy.
Oh.
Beowulf.
Sexy Beast.
Sexy Beast.
I'm Sexy Beast. Bob Hoskins died and I jumped right in.
You're not wrong.
Oh, it's that dance.
We love freedom or lack thereof.
We all dance the same.
I mean, that is how Eastern European people dance.
Stop speaking Russian.
I think the other thing, just a general sense I get from this movie, is since so much of it was on a soundstage, it just feels smaller. Like a lot of the shots just feel closed in.
Well, yeah.
Whereas the other Indiana Joneses, it's all outdoors. It's all like they were on location.
It's like someone said, Harrison, go climb that dune as the sun is
Yeah,
setting, and,
and
we'll
then it
film
like pans back, and there's a wide focus shot.
But now he's rich and famous, and he goes, "You climb the dune.
I don't go on planes anymore.
I hire people to climb my dunes."
One
The only
incontinence
thing
incident
I climb is Callista.
and the cholesterol charts.
Her bones are always breaking.
That's why she's always on top.
We pay them in tracksuits.
Is that why
Adidas
sex rings exist? So old people can bone down and not snap anything?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why wave pools exist. Oh my God.
He's literally acting circles around him.
Nailed it.
Part-time.
Part-time. I'm unemployed.
So who's your little boyfriend? It is like English James Gandolfini, just alive.
Where's Marion?
That's not Marion?
No.
Oh. Who's Marion?
His underage lover from the first movie.
And who's banging in the second movie?
He was banging Steven Spielberg's wife.
Oh. That's a good relationship.
Yeah, that was a weird casting decision. We want Middle America to put themselves in this movie, so let's find some blonde lady to scream at everything.
Who, Short Round?
Did Short Round invent some kind of gadget, like spring-loaded gadget in that movie?
No, just
Damn
things
it.
to put on the pedals so he could reach them with his short feet.
Oh my god. Usually in 80s
You were
movies...
thinking of Goonies.
I was. And yeah, okay, yeah.
Look at that shadow work. It looks like he got a big head. It looks like he's playing NBA Jam.
Draw me.
Did you know I can dunk from half court?
Oh,
I learned.
he's Mayan.
So how come that skull's not crystal? Oh.
I gotta open it up
Next.
first. Yeah.
Steven Spielberg, you bastard.
Crystal. It turns out crystals are actually just alien bones. I
Oh.
told you. That's why they have healing properties. Don't get vaccinated, folks.
Nope, crystals and
Use
essential
crystals.
oils.
Use alien heads. Or eat their arms like they did in District 9. Who's Akator?
It's pronounced Akbar. I met him.
He died in an unceremonious fashion in The Last Jedi. I wasn't in that film. They couldn't afford me.
Instead of this chair, they should have had him in like the birthings chair with his legs up in stirrups.
Yeah.
God, they're having a great time. Maybe there is something to communism.
Everyone gets
Ritual.
exactly the same amount of dancing.
Oh yeah, I forgot John Hurt's in this.
William Hurt.
Marianne, time has been a bitch. I love peyote.
You're
Rest in
faking
peace.
it, right? That's a great thing to say in front of all the bad guys.
Yeah, tell me you're faking it and we're actually working together.
He goes, and then he goes, I am.
they just
I'm
shoot him.
insane.
It's named after the dog.
Nope.
And it finds water.
It finds early dinner specials. We got to use it right now.
Wow.
This is my nephew Startart. He is making films for college.
I'm not scared of anything. Except for scorpions. I can't remember. Which one is it?
Do I have a kid? Am I a good dad? Tell me.
Where's my son, Mutt?
I'll help you. Just don't make me pass a seeing eye test. I can't do it.
What do you mean I can't drive?
Practical driving exam. Ah.
You Nazis at the DMV have had the last laugh for too long.
Man, whatever. I'd stare down that alien.
I'll do it. Who cares?
This is the moment where he remembers he was in Blade Runner. He's like, fuck, I've done good stuff.
I like their teeth. They even have crystal teeth.
Yeah, those are bones too.
Why isn't this called Kingdom of the Crystal Teeth?
Mine are made of chiclets.
It's amazing what a small difference can amount to billions and billions in box office returns. If only it were crystal teeth.
His psychic connection was so strong that he lost control of his bowels. No, that's just me.
Yeah, that's why I can't fly anymore. It is at least,
Convoluted?
well, she's like monologuing. She's laying out her evil plan, but at least something else is happening while she's doing it.
Sure.
But that other thing is also boring.
We call that editing.
He's going to become a Russian spy.
I just think that it's interesting, yeah, that the Russians' plan is to use alien brains to psychically trick everyone, a la the Riddler in Batman Forever, to giving their credit card numbers to
Jim,
Russia.
You're right. Good stories never die. Every story is basically the Iliad over and over again. This is kind of like when Agamemnon got hypnotized by an alien crystal skull.
Yeah.
That's all it takes is a bag.
Kiss Peter. There you are, Peter. My favorite part of this movie, is when Shia LaBeouf stands on the top of a ramp and then grabs both of his legs around his head and then rolls down like a ball, knocking all the pirates off.
His punches are
And it
so
makes bowling
funny.
sounds.
Yeah. Did you bring my rapiers?
There was only one stop in the script.
Yeah.
Shia. Oh,
Okay.
See, like, not cool or cool?
I'm going to go ahead and say really cool.
Oh, no.
Bring out William Hurt.
Oh, my conquest.
Margot Kidder.
No.
I heard you went crazy.
she's 6 feet under in a casket full of pills at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, this is too much to take in. And he turns around, steps on a rake, and it hits him in the nose.
Blah.
But it makes like a wet smack. Like,
Whoosh.
You slept with other men, you bitch.
You said you'd wait for me. 25 years.
Marion, I told you I knew nothing about sexual intercourse.
Did you get the semen I sent you in envelopes?
It's a woman's fault.
This is all your
A man
fault.
kidnaps her.
I guess you're gonna vote your way out of this, huh, Marion?
did you write that?
It's
Okay.
Dr. Seuss. He's really hot right now.
You know the Baby Shark song?
Do you think that's a real fire?
I'd say he killed Abner's little girl decades ago when he burst her virginity wide open.
I thought Abner's little girl was his nickname for Shia.
Oh.
Oh, he just drew dick butt.
Someone get him a spiralizer. It'd be funny if he drew a penis or something like it's a dictation.
This is how they drew the original Alien. That was those cool stickers everyone had in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Man.
It's
Back
just-
when fashion made sense.
It's just a bunch of S's.
This will be hot for bands like 311, and that's it.
Follow me on YouTube at Oxley69.
It's me, Mutt. Oh.
All you little boy actors look the same.
God damn it, I faked insanity to get away from your dumb ass. Why is he not crying in this scene?
Yeah.
That was weird.
That wasn't acting. That was him going, I just want to just kill me.
It's just they really like Shia LaBeouf. Everyone making this really liked him.
I guess. It'd be nice if there was someone who is, nice enough to be honest and go, you're not working.
He was at the
Nothing-
time. He was working. I mean, his movies worked at the time.
Guess.
It's just it wasn't a very long period of time.
I don't know. Put him in a Sia music video, and then you got me interested.
Well, there was never a moment that like unmade him, right?
I mean, he had kind of
Was
like
he
a couple
notoriously hard to work with or
breakdowns
something?
and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he like didn't he punch a paparazzi or something?
Yeah.
Okay. It just seemed like from the outside, he like got through his movies okay. They seemed to do pretty well box office wise. So I didn't really know where his, even if he had a downfall, I don't know what it was.
I think it was more personal.
Okay.
It's that crystal skull.
Yeah, I got to
Corrupted him.
He was on set with that skull too much.
Because what was the kids show he was on?
Even Stevens.
Even Stevens. Even Stevens have bad days, you know?
That was like the easiest escape I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life. He just like turned over a table and pushed it at them.
That's indie style, man. At the beginning,
Is
he
it?
just like punched a dude and whipped a gun out of his hand, and then he was able to get away from like 80 Nazis.
Russians.
Oh,
Plans.
Oh, no,
Why'd
not
it have
this
to be
scene.
plans?
yeah,
This
like
sucks.
they ran 20 feet away so we could have some comedic relief.
Its eyesight's based on movement.
I was still in school when we dated.
Yeah. Those were the good old days. Like, yeah, you were tight as a drum.
Where's his rain stick? Now they're, I
Oh, yeah,
how
one of
they're
the people that were
yelling,
trying
but
to
they're 10
murder
feet away
you?
from all
I
the
know,
Nazis.
yeah.
Help, Chibo.
Again, this is another situation where George Lucas said, it's been too long. We have to
Yeah.
do something.
Throw a table at someone
People
and have
will
them
get
sink
bored.
into a thing. Yeah. Sarlacc. Why did it have to be Sarlacc? In the audience.
How old
goes,
is he?
Wow.
So do they ever?
You had no right. It's my father's name and my dog's name.
Did you steal my seed?
I suddenly want to play baseball with you.
I do think in a movie where Harrison Ford is rather wooden,
It's so
he does do a pretty good
stupid.
job playing this up.
Is this an old man? Or no, it's more it's
No,
an
this
Indiana
is just
Jones
dumb.
moment. Yeah.
Grab this snake.
The problem is, this followed a scene where he was tied up in a chair and did basically nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like he went from being an old man in a chair to being an old man in a sand pit who can't touch a snake.
Well, it's also just stupid. When you're surrounded by things to grab, he's 3 inches away and you're throwing a snake at him again and again. It's like, oh, I get it. It's funny. It should have been a scene where he thinks it's a stick, throws him a stick, and then he grabs it, and then he realizes it's a snake, and he goes, oh my God. But you shouldn't have 2 other people going, come on, grab this snake and pull it like this poor fucking animal.
Yeah, torture.
There's a way to do a bait and switch that has a snake as the thing that
It's dead.
gets him out or whatever, but like,
It's ridiculous.
you can't do that when he's surrounded by things to grab in the shot.
Are you going to be man enough to tell Steven Spielberg no?
No, I'm not.
it's
I'm
also just
definitely
like, it's really small. That's the other thing. It's just like, it's this one little circle surrounded by bushes
It's
and
just-
what's supposed to be a vast jungle.
It's because George Lucas was stomping around screaming, "What if he grabbed a snake?" and laughing, and people were trying to say no, but they couldn't. He couldn't hear any of that over the laughter.
And the sound of eating fried chicken.
I remember this scene from Ferngully.
You got a Tim Curry or whatever is sweeping around and they're singing his song.
I'm a smoke man.
Yep, that's it. That's the
Wow,
fastest
fuck
way.
nature.
Do you guys ever get frustrated that as time goes on, it becomes seemingly less and less likely that we will act alongside Tim Curry someday?
I'm good.
I mean, it is. You could basically say it's a 0% chance.
Well,
You could say it.
well, he was in Red Alert 3, and that eyeball was drifting, but he was still doing it.
Unlike this piece of shit who didn't raise you. Do we know who this character is? Was he the Kali Ma guy?
No, I think this is one of those things that wasn't in a movie, but is you can't tell if it's fan service or not.
Lucky for this USSR soldier, though. He's getting all this lore.
I did enjoy that they also kind of kept their weird combative chemistry alive. That was nice. It's a great movie.
It's an abusive relationship is what it is.
Oh.
It's my sperm floating around in your balls.
He immediately is becoming an old man about everything, too.
I don't remember saying a lot of things.
I like how they gag only the woman.
He was going to do that anyway.
Yeah, he was going through his gag room. What do I feel like today? I'll go with the gray.
I thought he kicked her.
That's what I thought.
Get out of the way. I'm trying to kick my whore of a wife.
Oh, my comb.
Yeah, this would be a good opportunity for it to be a comb.
Please stop trying to make the movie better.
Sorry.
It's already done. He ripped his underwear.
What
What?
was
I don't
that?
know.
What?
What?
I don't know what that was.
Did he cut a hole in his pants? And maybe blasted out his underwear.
I don't know what that was supposed to be. I thought
It
it
was
was
a
going to lead to
cloth rip
some
sound.
sort of moment where he did accidentally rip his pants, but
Well, see, on set that day, he shit himself. But then they used it. Nope, that was his pants again.
Aw.
thanks.
Yeah.
You left when I was pregnant.
Yeah, she's smiling big, but
Gotta get home. Bye. Got a class to teach.
Man,
Could I love him
Wow.
more?
when a guy bangs you when you're 16 and takes your virginity, you just can't get over him.
leaves you, abandons you with child.
Yeah.
But then, they weren't you.
Yeah.
Get ready for monkeys, guys.
Creates some sort of dependency issue.
It sucks because this is a good chase scene otherwise.
Yeah. Is this the one where they fight on the river of ants?
Sorry,
Sorry, spoilers, hard critic.
I think that's coming.
Because I remember that. I rember.
The ants.
So it was monkeys, and I was like, come on. And then there was ants, and I was like, shit, this is actually really cool. And then it wasn't.
There's also the river that has, I think too many beats.
Yeah.
There's
Well, the river is the ants, right?
there's going down the river,
Oh my
the
God.
raft.
Forgot about that one.
and but then it's has too many beats.
We save nature.
George just says, more beats.
That's what I call splitting lanes.
That's actually
Wait,
George
what?
in the crafty line. More beats. George loves these beats.
I got more things to ruin. Doug? Oh. That's a woman.
She's got
eyes
the
aren't
lips
so
of a mallard.
They keep cutting to this character that they only introduced 10 minutes ago.
I know.
That's fine.
It's kind of like in Skyfall when they had that old Scottish man, and you're like, this is originally written for this.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is originally written for someone else, like Marcus
maybe
or
it was supposed to be
something.
Marcus, yeah.
But then they're like, no,
He's dead.
he's dead. Oh, that was cool 3D. This guy sucks, by the way. He's constantly getting knocked out.
Yeah, there's got to be a word for that archetype, right? Like the tall brute that doesn't say much in an action movie. Die Hard's got him.
Disposable,
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, and in terms of usually you just make him really taciturn, always folding his arms, and when this guy's in the mix, it's gonna get real. Except that he's been in the mix 18 times and he just falls down.
He gets knocked out.
He always steps on a banana peel.
He's Gollum. He'll be our Gollum, someone said.
Don't be a child. Be my kid. I love you,
back.
son.
Yeah, you're going back to school. Don't spend so much time in the library. Oh, this poor guy.
Harrison Ford actually forgot who that guy was.
Yeah,
at
just
that
keep
point.
hitting.
Oh, right. Yes, the one thing James loves the most, when there's a one throwaway line to explain something that shouldn't be in the movie at all.
Yeah.
Yay, revenge.
It's just some good old-fashioned
he's gonna
50s
rock
hand
bottom.
punching. Nobody ever died because they got crossed in the face.
Whoa. That stupid
That
boat
was a
car.
pretty cool stunt.
People died making it.
Well, they got the shot.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the car that Shia LaBeouf's on has a gun on the front, but he found a sword.
So did she?
Well, she has. They established that she
at the
had
beginning,
a sword.
she's
Yeah.
got a sword.
And then he said that in school, the only thing he learned how to do is sword fight because of books.
Yeah. I feel like this movie, like the storyboard was a series of just like they found comic books. It was like amazing tales. And there was one of a dude like sword fighting a girl in the back of a Jeep. And they're like, we have to get this in the movie. It's a 50s comic book. And then
Again, could be worse. This
Yeah.
isn't the problem. The monkeys are the only problem I really have with this whole sequence.
which was probably another comic book cover that they said needed to be in the movie. They
We're
being
friends
George.
again, don't we?
Are they buddies? What
There
happened?
you go. He's got a gun right there. Or stab.
He might have shot the skull.
What is
The bullets
happening?
will just go to the skull, right?
See, it's like, it's a really cool idea. Why isn't it cool?
'Cause it
People
looks
sword fighting
stupid.
on 2 trucks in the
I think,
jungle?
I think also the CG isn't great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that. That doesn't look great.
No, it
But
doesn't.
Yeah.
If it was 2 actual, that looks cool.
It's better.
That doesn't look.
Yeah.
No. It's
When it's safe on a soundstage, it just doesn't look right. That was a different actor.
because I'm thinking about comparing it to like the motorcycle chase after they leave the castle in Last Crusade, and like that's a really cool car chase, 100% practical, obviously,
Yeah.
but
Oh my
Jesus.
God. What the fuck was that?
Bullets.
What hit her?
Oh yeah,
It's more like embarrassing than anything.
Hold on. I don't know what hit her. Is that a branch or something?
Yeah, I think it was some bramble.
It really whipped her neck back.
she's
I'm
okay.
worried
Yeah,
for her.
why was? And then he's catching plants to the dick. Oh,
So weird.
this movie does have a weird habit of like trying to undercut every hero moment with something.
They both looked high out of their gourd.
All right, gun.
Hey, remember the gun?
Chekhov's gun, except it's still not used well.
Yeah. Chekhov's LMG.
This is also shortly after Steven Spielberg discovered lens flare because he was like, "Oh my God, J.J. Abrams, what have
Yeah.
you done?" And he was like, "Oh, sweet, this is awesome." So he's kind of learning special effects, CG environments and stuff. But
It's a lot
then
of
he's-
light bloom.
Yeah, and he's also blooming the light to compensate for some of those special effects, which sucks because he's great practical.
And I get the intention, right? It's supposed to look like a mystical, enchanted forest where adventures happen, but it just looks fake.
I think it's also cheaper.
Yeah. Yes. Very much that.
Ooh, that was a good kick.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know where that came from. Was he holding that?
Yeah, he was, and I guess he
Okay.
threw it up when he fell.
Daddy-o.
Don't call me daddy. Call me father.
Calista is the only one who gets to do that.
Uh-oh,
There we
here we
go.
go.
He's in a different movie now.
They abandoned him again.
I have an idea. Could you imagine that being you? Like,
You have hair like me.
Forgot they gave the monkey hair.
he's one of us.
Yeah.
We must help him. Come, brothers.
Just use the monkeys, son. They've helped me out in a pinch before.
get back in school.
Learn to talk to the monkeys.
See what they do.
I mean, they're miles away.
I do think this is the worst part of the movie. So,
It's the part that asks the most from the audience.
Would we, if Indiana Jones was swinging by vines, would we be as critical?
Well, he
as
swings
Shia
via
LaBeouf?
whip. That's the
Yeah,
idea, right?
absolutely.
there's also a way, it may be terrible, but there's a way to do it where he doesn't see the monkeys and he goes, that's right, I should swing from vines. He just kind of caught up in the vines while monkeys are also swinging too. And the vines accidentally bring him back. There's tons of times where Indiana Jones just grabs something, it swings him away and then swings him back. And he's like, oh shit, I'm back. But this is like, no, I'm going to do something cool. Like the monkeys. And it's terrible.
Well, it's like George Lucas loves the little creatures. Like he was making this, and then
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Oh, put the groundhogs in, because years from now we'll do little porks." Well, the groundhogs will be like the precursor to the porks. Maybe monkeys. Later we do something that's like the monkeys in Star Wars.
This is George Lucas talking to the craft circle while he's piling
Yeah.
fried chicken on his plate. I just love that all of George Lucas's directing ideas comes while he's like getting cheese slices.
Also, the monkeys help. It's like he summoned them. And they're like, we're capitalist monkeys.
I mean, it is a really goofy, like Amazing Tales sort of bullshit from the 50s.
Oh, thank God.
That monkey's okay.
Here we go.
No.
These are precious, precious ants.
Oh yeah, ants.
Oh, that looked bad.
This all looks bad.
This is what you mean by too many beats, right? Like this action sequence should be done.
Yeah. You would want the resolution to the car chase to be something related to the car chase, not them landing in an ant pit. You know, like. It was a juicy ant.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's right.
Just a few more steps and we'll get rid of these billion ants.
Just one stomp at a time.
The monkeys brought their ants.
We've summoned the ant kingdom. Oh yes, more henchmen. Call the goons.
They literally bring them in by the truckload. So.
God, these ants want to kill. More than anything, they want to kill.
Monkeys want to help. Ants want to kill. Crystal skulls just want to be.
If you think about it, the dichotomy between monkeys and ants is a lot like the beautiful, helpful, intelligent Westerners and the drones of the communist Reich.
Ah.
No one thought that far. George Lucas has said, more meat.
I will, maybe I shouldn't, but I do respect the fact that in like a post-Matrix world, there wasn't a kung fu fight in this movie. It was all still just the big.
What do you mean? There was a sword fight on atop
there was
two
also
moving
the
cars.
martial arts Peruvian mudman.
Yeah, the
did
capoeira
capoeira.
dude. That's true.
You know what? You've
But
convinced me.
Indy still throws like the giant Western haymakers and that's it. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
It's because he's old.
He's old.
They're not going to make him do kung fu.
He's got brittle wrists and brittle everything.
The ants worship one true God.
John Hurt. That little
guy.
MacGuffin can do anything.
Literally stolen from the Mummy, where someone was eaten the same way by scarabs.
All the scarabs.
This does have a mummy vibe to it.
It does.
In the sense that it's not good.
Well, it's like it's 50s camp. That's what the Mummy is for sure. And this movie is about mummies. Had mummies in it anyway. I still think this sequence is super original. Of like
What?
River of Ants type stuff. Like usually it's lava, but
Sure. I mean, as you said earlier, it is an ad lib script. Like instead of Ring of Fire, Ring of Ants. Instead of Betrayed by Alfred Molina, it's White English Guy.
Well, it does sort of feel like we have to make another Indiana Jones movie that's exactly like all the other Indiana Jones movies, but we have to do things that we've never seen in an Indiana Jones movie. So at a certain point, someone just had a checklist that was just like, well, have they done ants? And they were like, no. So then they did ants, you know, like.
put it on the wheel. Let's spin it.
Yeah.
He's like, how about a face full of ants? And he just grabs it. Awesome.
Could scoop him in his little hat, but we'll go a stick.
Kick him into the ants.
I mean,
Oh boy, he likes it.
yeah. It's still just like, editing wise, doesn't live up to the fight with the big Nazi dude on the tank.
Or the fight with the big Nazi dude as the plane's moving around.
Oh yeah.
That's like one of the best Indiana Jones sequences, because Marianne's in the thing, so it's a race against time as the fuel is going and going to ignite.
yeah.
We'll save him for later.
They got a big
Bring him to the Queen.
Wait, they were in a car before that had ants crawling all over it. Never mind.
Doesn't
You
matter.
just keep the car moving.
Oh no.
My poncho.
Oh, those ants were like, we got a hat. I would
Not
not. I would
today.
shake that out before I put that shit on. I'll tell you that much. There's probably 6 or 7 ants still in there.
Don't say we're friends again. You
missed
forgive
you.
me.
Yeah, this chase is still going, huh?
I mean, I don't know if it's a chase at this point.
It's going to be. Because they go in the river.
What is the rush
They're escaping?
to the communist Nazis?
Commune Nazis.
This is like when I'm in control of the Indiana Jones ride. at Disneyland.
Trust me.
Cover your eyes! Oof. She was planning on this.
No, she I think was actually suicidal at that
She wanted to
point.
kill herself.
It's like when a mother drowns her children. The one weakness of the Communist Party.
Trees.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. You are not allowed to make decisions.
Back
Are they like
together.
back together or what? I don't
They're
know.
back together.
Man.
He's just going to leave her again in 20 years.
Kate Blanchett thought they were together.
Seems
The
like too
beat.
many.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have said 3 times it drops. They should have gone, oh my God, a waterfall.
whoa, whoa, we made it.
Down the
Another one?
waterfall.
Whoa!
And then they go, whoa! And then they go down, and then there's a second waterfall. Like, thank God we made it. Oh, nope, second waterfall.
How involved was George Lucas in this movie?
He Skyped in.
Pretty involved.
He was at the crafty
I think
table
this
every
is
day.
like one of the last major projects he worked on.
Oh.
This and Red Tails.
I don't see, that doesn't clarify anything.
Also, Mutt's my son. I get it now. Okay.
See, like, it's not action, and it's not really comedy either.
Yeah.
Was
You're
this
not
like
really invested in it?
It just
We're-
is.
were they like actively trying to set up a ride? Because
No,
that's
I
what
don't
this is
think
like.
so.
3 drops.
But now
this
it's
is-
like, okay, are we going to see the last one?
There's a mini drop there.
Protect that hat.
But imagine how much better this would have been if they were like, we're free, we escaped down the river.
Dead
Oh
men
my
tell
God,
no
no!
tales.
A waterfall! And then they go over, but it isn't that bad. And they're like, oh, thank God. And then it turns around a corner, and there's a huge waterfall. And then they're like, oh my God! And then he takes his hat off. They
you
have the
could
shot
not
of them all
survive
scared.
that.
And then you just have them get off. It'd be a fun moment. It'd be like a fun little punctuation mark.
Come on, Miss Kidder. He's terrible.
Yeah, we got it. You showed us.
Yeah. And that's when he looked at Steven Spielberg and said, I'm new Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
And he went, we'll talk about it.
We're not done yet.
We'll see how the box office returns do. But, you know, you still got Transmorphers.
Also, the resolution of this whole movie is like shitty Lost Ark or Ark of the Covenant, whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's a bad person consumed by their own, like it's classic Indiana Jones stuff, right? The villain is consumed by the thing they wanted and didn't recognize the power of. Indiana Jones being a respecter of history.
But all Indiana Jones did was happen to be there to witness it. If he
Yeah.
hadn't gotten involved, it would have resolved itself.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't have found it in the first place. So yeah, it's an adventure.
Yeah.
He needs to know what happens.
So that's the other weird thing of like, you mentioned lens flares. There are some actual lens flares, but it's like the wrong lens. It's not the Indiana Jones lens, which is weird because I feel like Spielberg would have been obsessed with that.
So what's this about? Aliens or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about fun and parenthood.
How you doing, Elyse?
I'm okay.
Okay.
We need something to happen. They are
They're in another
dragging
temple
this.
sequence. I'm pretty sure they talk a little bit, and then the whole thing starts falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, there's a giant alien. The whole thing starts falling apart, and then a spaceship flies away.
oh, we're at that part already?
I think so.
Thank God.
The end?
Third act.
Who wants vodka?
Yeah. Dan Aykroyd's here. The healing properties of this vodka.
Sometimes I think about the ride that Dan Aykroyd has had and is still having, and I get pissed off.
What? Why? He's crazy.
He did everything. Everything. There's nothing awesome he didn't do.
Like, I mean,
Think about it.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
He was in Blues Brothers.
Yep.
He's
Awesome.
in Ghostbusters.
Also awesome.
The Burbs.
Saturday Night Live. Awesome.
Oh, wait,
awesome.
no, the other one. Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then he started selling Crystal Skull vodka.
Also awesome.
Those are all the things.
Yeah.
You think he has like a 22-year-old girlfriend? That's weird.
Awesome.
Little
Good
slow on
shot.
the take there.
Would be cool if that happened at the beginning of the movie or when they find the skull for the first time.
You got to stop trying to make this movie better.
Sorry. I'm also not as good as Spielberg, so I'm not going to presume
Yeah.
that I can improve where he failed. But man, sometimes it just seems like it was within reach.
Yeah. That's what's so fascinating. All the bits are there, and yes, like you said, it's less than the sum of its parts somehow.
Also, Mutt isn't even that big of a part of this movie. So to get such like a scene stealer, like a ham like Shia LaBeouf was around the time of this is like such a weird decision.
You're trying to pass the torch, and it failed.
Well, I like the beats they have. I mean, it's a corny shot, but it's still like
The eye
thematically
just came
appropriate.
down in the skull.
Yeah.
If you're wondering what we're laughing at.
Oh yeah, more mudmen.
They've been there
Okay.
for a really long time, by
Is
the
it
way.
racist
Yeah.
that we're calling them mudmen because they're not? Well, whatever.
I mean,
Let's
they're
not worry
coming-
about it.
They're coming out of dirt.
It's
they're
the
dirt-
50s. You can say whatever
They're
you want.
dirt people.
Oh shit. I respect the fact that they tried to work like the fatherhood angle on Indiana Jones, who's typically like a loner. He has to both acknowledge having a kid and acknowledge commitment to Marion and stuff like that.
All he did was bug his dad.
Yeah. Yeah. It should have worked.
He's like, I don't do the father-son thing. Didn't you, like, make your dad do all this shit with you?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and that way it could have been a cool follow-up to Last Crusade. But instead we get this.
It wasn't like Sean Connery joined the franchise and then went, maybe people want to see the shoot-off movies where they follow Indiana Jones's dad.
Oh, they wanted young Indiana Jones. Well, they're all dead. Hurry, throw your heart away so they can't eat it.
Dracula's.
Do you think this depiction of like Central American savages would fly in 2019?
What? I don't think any of this matters.
This is before the Justice Warriors ruined everything. We had good movies.
They're the same as ants, by the way,
Yeah.
in terms of this movie. These human beings are no different than ants.
Yeah.
The ants foretold the prophecy.
My butt plug.
The tail fell off.
I mean, I could have probably, without a tracking device, figured out where they ended up.
All the
There's 3
wreckage.
waterfalls.
Let's go downstream until we see a wrecked car.
So now they're on the set of Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
No one has the knees for
Someone's
this.
getting some use out of it.
Stairs. Why'd it have to be stairs? Doc says my knees can't take it.
See, he was just in it for the gold.
Your dialogue makes no sense.
I don't get why he's still around. Even at this point in the movie, I'm like, well, he betrayed them and never redeemed himself.
No, he said double agents. Remember Berlin?
No.
He was like, no, I was actually helping you, except he hasn't actually done anything to help anyone,
No.
really.
And he said
and I
out
are
loud
watching two
multiple
different
times that he
movies.
doesn't care about them.
He's the equivalent of the blonde woman from the 3rd movie. Where she's at first, she's on his side, and then she betrays him really early on, and then he's pissed, but then she shows up again and she's like, no, I'm not like them. But then at the end, it turns out she is still just greedy, or she just wants what she wants, and so she dies for it.
She died in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's been a minute.
Because you remember, she's like, I couldn't reach it. I
Oh.
couldn't reach it. And he's, give me your other hand.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said,
Callista, I mean...
I thought you meant Temple of Doom. He's an archaeologist.
There hasn't been an old
be in a
man fall in
museum.
a while.
Right after I smash it with a rock.
Now hurry, eat all the sand.
This is good sand, Mutt.
Destroy it.
We don't get to go out as a family much. You eat this sand and you like it.
They all belong in museums. Quick.
After we do this, let's burn down a forest or two. Just ruin it all, white people.
I also still don't understand. So Oxley has been here. He's But he's supposedly done all this, but hasn't.
He said he figured it out in his
figured it,
cell.
yeah.
He figured it out.
Well,
but he was
figured out-
here.
He was here, and then he returned the skull to the cemetery, but then he got locked up. But then while he was locked up, it occurred to him what he was supposed to do.
I think he solved the riddles, but he didn't actually do anything. Like, he didn't do this part.
He couldn't figure out that he just needed to take a heavy
Yeah.
stone and just smash it.
Hit it with a rock.
It's an antennae.
Now they can get cable.
Intelligence has crossed the stars and graced us with their presence to give us their technology.
Does it get the golf network?
They also set up a riddle, an impossible riddle. Millennia in the crafting. And he hits it with a rock.
No.
We were only at 4, right? For him stumbling like an old man.
Yeah, just 4.
It's surprising. I
He's
think
been-
because
he's been sitting most of the rest of the movie.
I do think that the movie got tired of the premise of an old Indiana Jones, like midway through.
Well, it's like he wakes up. Whenever I think the scene of him going to that first ruins with the mud people was supposed to be Indiana Jones like coming back to life. Which is why he's like, hey, I know all about this stuff. Now I'm in my element. But
I would say even in the writing of it too, they probably like, all right, well, we used all the jokes of Indiana Jones being old, so let's just have him become Indiana Jones again. That's probably easier. I mean, I probably would, if I was only like a few feet above the ground, I wouldn't keep screaming unless I wanted to convince the audience that I was in danger. You idiot! Just hitting him. How could you be so stupid?
And old.
It's gone forever in this knee-high water.
at least we have each other. And his weird neck ripple.
Me, son, love you. What?
He said, hold this.
Because he made him do it earlier?
So awkward.
Yeah, it's
weird.
very awkward.
Yeah. He suits my one-note character.
I should probably read the script. I'm curious what the script reads like for this movie. Because I don't think that's in it.
I think it was about
Hold
3
this?
pages long, and it said, Indy meets son, adventures ensues, ends.
That moment
ants.
feels more like someone said, quick, can we run to the prop closet, and can Shia pull something out?
Sure.
And then or just say something. Hold this! All right, got it. Cut, print. Let's
Well,
move on.
typically, the humor comes from the natural interaction with the actors, but since none of them were actually there together, and they're all on a green screen,
How dare you?
they have to do strange things like
They were
throw
all
skulls.
in front of that green
I
screen
think
together.
I think they go. There's got to be a joke scene. So while they're in here and they're digging around, what's the
what's the laugh?
gaff?
Oh, he's betraying them again.
It does. There is something kind of like prequels about this movie where, yeah, there is sort of a almost mechanical intention of forced humor where, yeah, it does sort of flip flop and a pacing that doesn't feel natural.
Maybe Marion's betraying them. I don't remember this movie.
Well, Indiana Jones also got skulled, so maybe he's actually a sleeper agent for the
Oh
Nazis.
yeah,
Indiana Jones betrays them.
Oh, yeah.
the name's Henry.
Yeah. The torch betrays them. The skull betrays them. I do one thing in this movie, it's still cold. That's a pretty astute observation off of one quick glance.
You can tell
Colonialism.
by how small their dicks are.
Mine's way bigger. I'm your dad. You want to compare?
It's like, I get it. I know you like money, but you also know that I don't care. So why do you keep saying that to me? We can work together, but just shut up.
Think of it. Museums.
Yeah.
It's the future of entertainment.
We could charge all those non-profit organizations billions, billions, Judge.
They usually work off of donations.
That's the big grift that museums don't want you to know. They're actually the most profit-generating enterprise on the planet.
What they really don't want you to know is that that's not an actual entire T-Rex. They have to 3D print the rest of those bones.
It's also taken from The Mummy, by the way. There is a moment where the guy in The Mummy, the little schleppy sidekick who is a turncoat every chance he gets, is covering himself in jewels.
I wonder if it goes into the skull-shaped part. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, who can say?
Let's go home.
Only an archaeologist could figure this riddle out.
Marion's here.
Your dad was an archaeologist.
And a pilot. He sounded really cool. Yeah, just bang it.
That's the solution.
Mwah.
Hit it with the rock.
Because it's magnets.
I guess.
It makes sense if you think about it. I actually did an escape room that had a puzzle that was exactly like that. You have to hold a crystal skull.
They're still trying to recoup money on this movie. Oh, dang it. No one's buying the Blu-rays. What if we make an escape room?
What about the waterfall duck ride? Doesn't work. Watch out, here come the Nazis. Mean communists? Whatever.
Really, capitalists would be the ones that are interested in looting this place, but
Is this where Jet Li shows up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
he has to fight all the other Jet Lis. Great movie.
We are talking about the third Mummy film.
Yeah.
For audio
Tomb of the
listeners.
Dragon
Oh, boy.
Emperor.
I was thinking the end of the
Weapon
one.
4.
Oh.
It'll be nobody's bitch.
Yeah, because he's on that pyramid fighting all the other convicts in space
the-
prison,
Yeah,
time prison.
universe that's completely devoted to prison.
Australia.
These are the Prometheuses.
So someone stole
Wrong
a skull
movie,
off this.
Harrison.
They're like, this one.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Maybe it fell off and rolled down the stairs. So the idea was that there was a cloister of aliens who came to Earth and collected Earth artifacts,
Yes.
but kept it on Earth.
Yes.
Yeah. Shit's heavy.
Jonesy.
I love that framing because, like, the camera was there, the actor's there. He had to do this to make it look like he was pointing it at them.
Oh, boy.
I lied about being a double agent. No, I think that means you are.
Yeah.
That's exactly the definition.
No more mind games, Jones. I want the gold.
I just do what the script tells me to. And it's all bad.
Yeah. Gore Verbinski called. He said he wants me in the Pirates films. Oh, I can't survive this one, Jones.
We can rig every election. You think very small.
Yeah. Social media. Bots.
In 60 years, there will be Facebook. We
Yeah.
will run many polls. The power of the skulls will give us Photoshop.
Yeah. Fake Twitter from people named Madison.
White girls love Trump.
You really have like all power at the palm of your hand. Okay, it's fine.
The tweets.
You're up
That was a weird
there.
cut.
Oh, that
Oh, that was
feels
bad.
much better.
That was bad.
Oh, thank God.
Crystals activated.
Yeah.
How does that look worse than like the CG in Batman Forever?
I guess it had
Sometimes
less.
when you go for more, you achieve less. That's kind of like the whole problem with the prequels.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
They went for very complex, weird things because they thought they had the technology to do it, but they couldn't have known.
Mayan.
2 cheeseburgers, fries, hold the mayo.
Burrito pie.
If I were being like 80s cynical, they would make them look like that so they could sell shitty plastic figures of the aliens because it kind of looks like a shitty plastic figure.
I'm sure they did.
Watch out, Indy, the aliens are coming. Then he swings through some boxes.
Ah, my back. All kinds of fun indie phrases. Mutt, you're the hero now.
Take my hat.
Wrong franchise.
Oh, damn it, you're right. Damn it, Adam.
Her
There's
role,
always a bigger fish.
she could have been a lot worse if it wasn't Kate Blanchett. Because Kate Blanchett's a great actress.
Yeah. My brain's on fire. My brain's on fire.
So,
So they got really powerful psychic skeletons
Right.
because they're all together.
But at some point, all their skulls were on there anyway. So was this just in perpetual earthquake mode?
You know, they one at a time. The skulls were just like a one at a time thing. Mm-hmm. Yep. Quick, grab everything you can.
Oh, a lamp.
If you ever find yourself, by the way, this goes for any of us here, in a treasure room, desperately trying to grab as many jewels as possible, you're probably not going to make it out of that situation.
well, the trick is to always grab one less than you think you need, so you always have time to get out.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the trick. They always grab it all,
Yeah.
and then they get stuck. So just think, what would a movie character do in the situation, and just go one ruby less.
Well, Marion, I think we jumped the shark.
Oh boy.
Again,
And now he's normal?
comparison to Raiders of the Lost Ark. like there is still a moment where, okay, well, they did the arc, they did everything. Indiana Jones just kind of helped them do it, but they get their comeuppance.
Yeah.
With the trade-off that Indiana Jones isn't able to indulge his curiosity, which is what he does. That's like the sacrifice he makes to survive the final encounter. But this, he's just kind of like fucking there.
Boing.
It's like, you should have seen it. I'm gonna go back. It was crazy. We just went out through this hole, though, and that's the only reason we survived.
Yeah, it feels like, yeah, and in other Indiana Joneses, the big difference is that Indiana respects the power of antiquity.
Yeah.
After blowing everything up. But yeah, in this movie, he just kind of goes down a slide.
All right.
He had the good sense to run away at the right time, I guess, is what the punch is. Which is a bummer. It didn't like loop back to fatherhood or the fact that they're both archaeologists, him and the aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
There could have been an eloquent point there. Like there was in Last Crusade.
He said, Mac, damn it.
Oh, that was it.
That was the one too many.
One too many.
All right,
She's
Kate, so
getting
you're going to be
knowledge.
spinning on a green screen. Just kind of do whatever.
Who wins the Super Bowl?
The Patriots! He throws him the
Always.
snake from earlier. You should, like, just get up off the floor.
I turned my legs into gold.
Wait, what's the problem here?
You're on the floor. You're lying on the ground.
Maybe just stand.
As long as I'm here with my gold, I'll be all
Yeah,
right.
they all become one being,
More
yeah.
skulls equal
one
one
totally
alien.
CG thing, and then they blast her face off.
Yeah,
That's what knowledge is, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't learn, kids,
yeah.
because this is what it'll do.
Just give her some Reese's and call it a day. I'll be okay. I guess I'm going to an engine.
I do like that he winks before holding on as long as he can.
Yeah.
I'll be all right. Ah!
Mwah.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's an Eiffel 65 video right there.
Yeah. She is now blue. Da ba dee da da die.
It's like, sorry, communists are wrong.
Yeah.
We have all the knowledge. Doesn't work. Democracy works. It's actually a pseudo-monarchy democracy.
They were all just standing there. Like they got the few seconds before the director actually said action.
Yeah.
They probably did.
You're right. None of it matters.
I'm starting to think movies aren't real.
There's a good chance. Jury's still out.
Whoa.
Swim up.
Yeah, it's filling up. We'll drown. If it fills up, we can just climb out.
You're right. Drink the water as fast as possible.
Drink down.
Just so you know, this is just sewage for the spaceship.
Yep.
This is all alien shit and piss.
Space garbage.
How long do you think it would take for people to get over if like alien shit and piss tasted like Sunny D
It probably does.
and it was really good for you?
Yeah.
Kind of like how we inhale plant barf every day.
Yep.
How long do you think it would take people to get over the fact that they're
Plants eat cow shit, so whatever.
That's true.
what a wonderful ecosystem?
Yeah, it's a perfect world. You eat what comes out of my ass, and I'll eat what comes out of your ass.
That's called love.
They made a movie about that, and we're watching it right now.
So was there an alien spaceship or something?
Yeah, it's coming, baby.
Oh. So what did we see already?
The inside of the
You
alien
were
spaceship.
like under the temple, and the spaceship was buried in there, starting to take off.
Copy that.
This is a little much.
Yeah, I'm
For an
actually kinda
Indiana Jones
disappointed.
movie, it's like gratuitous. Like if the temple
yeah.
collapses and they're like,
Yeah.
we'll never know what was
Yeah.
there.
Shouldn't all the dead like mind bodies be spinning around too?
They were eviscerated.
Oh, okay.
It's extra.
Also, it's like it's a full John Williams score when it should have like notes of like a shitty theremin in there. If they're going like full corny 50s, you should be able to see a little wire on the top of the UFO. I don't know. I don't know, man.
All right.
See another like silhouetted shot.
Sure.
Technically, not silhouetted at all, but
See, like if it just collapsed and was filled with water, it was like, well, there's no way we'll ever get down there. But like, everyone saw the spaceship. They all saw it.
Huh?
That's what the plan.
Too
the
much for me,
plan.
old man.
It's called space.
Time to commit AUX, guys. He's lost it.
That's a wrap on John Hurt, everybody.
Yeah.
He's going to die in 4 years. And that's a true story.
Is it William Hurt or John Hurt?
That's John Hurt. William Hurt's in the MCU.
I didn't know there were multiple Hurts.
There's always a Hurt.
Oh, yeah.
How do we get home?
No, that's not
Seemed
true.
like
They have a
treasure
bunch
was
of
their
There was a
treasure,
lot
yeah.
of gold in
Yeah.
there. A whole lot of gold.
They were kind of shitty aliens.
Knowledge is just like scrolls and stuff.
It's like, well, let's die here.
The treasure was a smokescreen for the knowledge.
What do you say? We get married.
Make another baby.
Indy?
Yeah. I'll be 85 when it comes out of your old snatch.
Oh, God.
Brushing cobwebs off his skull.
It'd be great if they were sitting there and he had his hand on her ass. You're mine now.
Don't call me Junior.
I love you, sugar tits.
Boom. That's right. Plot threads.
I'm shitty.
Yeah, I know. It's like, why are they glorifying this?
He's like, he laughed about it. It's like, you're right. I did leave.
Yeah.
She's totally fine with it.
AUX, I'm also your dad.
Listen, Indiana Jones is a real
Scotland.
man's man. We love him despite him being a shitty person.
There's a story here where George Lucas had always wanted Indy and Marion to be together, to end up together. But he was like, well, you only got one more movie.
Steven wanted Kate Capshaw in the movie, too.
He's painting. Don't touch him, you fuck.
Oh, I got to do this N all over again.
Yeah.
He only makes the N bigger.
It's going to say Deem.
It's a gun, and he kills himself.
It's never too late, Clarsta.
I'm having second thoughts. It should have been all our favorite characters from Indiana Jones. The bald guy with the mustache that he fights underneath the plane.
Yep. He's all scarred up.
The Nazi with the burns on his hand.
Yeah.
They should have brought out like a strokey Sean Connery, though. Just, I shit myself. I shit it.
They can't get one good take because he won't shut up.
Should she be wearing white? I don't.
He's like, she'd be all black, that whore.
Do you think they waited?
We agreed there'd
the
be no
wedding, right?
kissing in this entire relationship.
Not on the mouth.
See? He made an honest woman out of that 16-year-old.
We have the same name.
He goes
Your
by
hair
Indy
is
now.
terrible.
That's not your name. All right? You may have my spum in you, but you're not my boy.
Oh.
Nazis!
Yeah.
Guys, synchronicity of shots. I told you. I told you to wait for it.
It's literally the wind.
It calls to you, Mutt. Nice try. What do you think, you're Jeremy Renner? Get back in your own fucking franchise, you shit.
Go with your robots, you dork.
Never got that picture. Wow.
Yeah, it's too windy.
Windiana Jones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go finger Marion in the back of my car.
The fifth movie is Indiana Jones gets split up into the four elements.
He's the hat guy. I'm the comb kid.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a jacket on my jacket. So that's the
That's
final
it.
shot there, huh?
That's the movie.
Unfulfilling.
Oh, think about the last shot of Last Crusade. Them riding off.
Yeah.
Him, Salah, Marcus, Sean Connery, everyone just
Beautiful moment.
cruising off.
Yeah.
That's how you end it.
Yeah.
This is a little.
Like a visit to the hometown buffet. I'm full, but not satisfied.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I just feel tragedy. What why?
I don't know. I mean, you can watch it and see the ideas, but you can also see where things go wrong. I still think it's an easier watch than Temple of Doom. I'm standing by that.
Sure.
I don't know what is better or worse, but I think it's easier to plug this in and watch this.
So
than Temple of Doom.
I think the point of comparison, and you guys brought it up a lot, is The Mummy, which by my memory is a really fun movie.
Kind of.
I was a
It's
child
the first
when I
half.
saw it.
The Mummy does not show up until 50 minutes into that movie. I watched it
But
like
it
last
starts
year.
with backstory of Mummy, And that's fine.
It starts with a little backstory of Mummy, and then there's a lot of Brendan Fraser fighting in the army or whatever. I don't know.
Well,
And a lot of digging. Rachel Weisz, and I don't know.
Nerdy brother.
Yeah, it's fine.
I was talking about New Mummy, but whatever.
Oh, New Mummy.
oh,
Tom Cruise Mummy.
jeez.
No, that's another movie that I think mechanically tried to hit certain beats and nothing added up together.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that movie more times muted than I have with the audio on. Weird.
Oh, associate to Mrs. Kennedy.
Well,
Elyse Clates.
I guess like the fourth Indiana Jones film, we're sort of just rambling on.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay to just cut it early on like
Is there a post-credit scene?
absolutely.
I'm
not.
sure
No, I
there
don't think so. The alien comes back. Indy will be 007 will return. And, no, that's the wrong one.
It's over.
Like
Well,
Harrison Ford's memories were spent.
Yeah. Thanks for watching with us.
Yeah.
listening.
Thanks for
Thank
watching
you.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
You should have started the movie about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, that's the sync point.
Yeah, I don't know if, just to reiterate, it was when the LucasArts film logo faded out. That's when you should have hit play.
Yeah, when
If
it,
you're,
right when
so
it
if
If you've been
black.
on pause this entire time, it was probably a very confusing experience.
If you're waking up from your nap right now, we are at the end of the film. This was Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Mm-hmm.
Not any of the other ones.
Is it
but
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Well, there
What
was
did
really
I
no
say?
kingdom.
Just and the
It was
Crystal
that,
Skull,
like,
which would have been
valley.
fine.
It's Dirtman Kingdom.
Which would have been a fine title. They
don't-
they didn't need the extra words.
I don't think I really saw the kingdom.
Hawaii crew. Oh, so
That's not
lucky.
fair.
We're going to Hawaii.
Well, I
Yeah,
hope they had a good vacation.
We can probably
like
close
for
it
real.
out now.
All right.
Cool. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching Funhaus Theater Mode AUX episode.
We hoped you enjoyed watching us sit on a couch and fidget with our headphone cords for 2 hours.
My ears hurt.
I spent the whole time trying not to pick my nose because I knew you were watching.
Oh, I did.
Bye.
Bye.
Shut the fuck up.